Hi guys, it's France. Welcome back for a new journal on Monday. I'm still working in my watercolor paper handmade art journal based on Jenny Belly's tutorial. And I'm starting today just with acrylic paint applied with a credit card. And then I'm immediately going over to my second layer, which is molding paste applied over a Crafters Workshop stencil. This video was partially taped during a live broadcast I did on Saturday. Well, I did try to do a live broadcast because Ustream wasn't really cooperating. So from now on, I will be taping my journal on Mondays while doing live broadcasting. So check out my Facebook page, France Papillon, if you want to know when I'll be broadcasting the next time, because I will announce it up front. When I was doing this page, I absolutely had no clue of what I was going to do. And I must say I was quite absorbed by my computer and the camera and coordinating everything to get it on paper as well as on my computer, as well as taped in my camera. Once my molding paste is dry, I can go in with some color, which will be done with Neocolor 2. These are water-soluble pastels, and I'm roughly applying some blue all around the molding paste. Now the molding paste isn't completely dry yet, so I have to be careful how I scribble around. I'm still not used to my watercolor paper. I'm so used to my Moleskine sketchbook that I'm searching my way on how my products react together on this kind of paper. So applying the water-soluble pastel on my acrylic paint on this kind of paper is a bit new, but it's something I'll probably use again because I like how it looks in the end. So just adding water to blend the pastel around. And as it's water-soluble paper, these two work very well together. I really love how it looks so far. And then I'm doing the same on my second page. And again, blotting a bit of the water away on the acrylic paint as it takes too much time to dry. I'm adding a bit of a different shade of blue, which is more of a greenish blue, and then blending it again. Now the camera isn't picking it up, but I could see it. Now I want to accentuate the molding paste, but before I do that, I want to add a bit of drippage. As I said, I really had no clue on where I was going, so when my brain said drippage, I just took my bottle and added some drippage. When you don't know what to do, just follow that first idea that pops up in your head, and you'll see you can trust that first idea. It just takes confidence to listen to it. This is the file where I keep all kind of images I'd like to use, and this is an image, not that one, the other one, the one I will be cutting out, is an image again by Somerset Studio. They have a collage sheet in every issue of the Somerset Studio, and well, I really like those images. They're high quality and they're fun to play with. And then I'm also picking my wording that I will be using. So now I'm going to add some accent to my molding paste by applying Stays On using a piece of cut and dry. And I'm being quite careful. I don't want to have Stays On all over my page. I just want to have it on the molding paste. I'm really focusing on what I'm saying, as I promised myself I wouldn't be using the word I use the most too much in this video, and that word is because. Now, I'm not promising I won't be using it. This is Dilution ink, and I didn't apply any water first, as I don't want my neo color to move. So now I'm using a baby wipe to blend it in my neo color. I want the two blues to work together because the Dilution blue is a darker blue than the neo color I used. So blotting it with my baby wipe allows me to add moisture without being it too wet. Well, now I'm still going in with my water. I wanted it to blend more than it did with the baby wipe. Now I can pick up a bit of the blue away to have even more shadings on my page. Adding some blue stays on the edges of my page. When you see me freeze like that, it's because I was watching my computer screen when broadcasting, seeing if I was talking to myself or if Ustream was behaving nicely. And then I'm just going with my stays on inkpad over the molding paste to add even more accents. Again, very carefully. I don't want my whole page to be blue. And adding some stains with water. To add some stamping, and I want to keep that same blue, so I'm going in with the same stays on ink which is teal blue. This is a Tim Holtz stamp. At first I thought I wanted to add brown splatters, but then I changed my mind and went back to my beloved acrylic ink in black. This is the same jar I keep on my desk. I just have to add a bit of water and then I can use it again, as I have a lid on it. And I'm using the same diluted acrylic paint to go on the edges of my page. Very softly, just adding a bit of a darker shading around. I think I'm doing well with my because, am I? This is a Donna Downey banner by Prima. It's a canvas banner, and I've had it for ages, but I couldn't use it because of my... Oh, I said because again. Darn. My moleskin wouldn't allow it. It's too textured. Now that I have this journal, I can use it, finally. As I don't know how I want to colorize it, I'm first doing a test with only one piece. I still have some of my Colorex in this mini mister, but instead of adding Colorex first and then water, I'm only adding water because it's a very, very rich color. And as I want it to look vintage, I'm adding more water than color. First spraying some water, then my color, adding more water, and then drying it. As I'm liking what I'm seeing, I'm doing all the rest. Just in the same way, except that this time I will be using two colors to remind the blue of the page. want to use a piece of rope to make it look like a real banner. Now, to make it easier to get my rope through the holes, I will be using a piece of tape. So here's the tape, rolling it around one of the edges of my rope, and now it's sturdy enough to get it through the holes of the pieces of canvas. And now I can place everything down, and I'm gluing them while putting them on the rope. So the first one is glued down so that it stays in place. And now I can glue the rest down. And I'm attaching my rope just with my tiny attacher at the edge of the page. Doing the same on the other side. Now I tear down my picture as it was too big. It was hiding too much of my background to my taste. I also took out this embellishment. I don't even know what brand it is. I got it at a class I took. Didn't use it during the class, kept it for ages, and now I'm finally using it. I'm adding a bit of distress ink to make it look distressed, a bit of water, drying everything, and adding also a bit of lace, which of course I will be colorizing in the same way as I did with the banner so that everything nicely works together. So I'm using the two same Colorex colors. It's not a page with a high technique level, I think, but I really had fun making it, and I think that's the most important thing about art journaling. You should have fun. And for all those peeps out there who are telling me that they'd like to try but they haven't yet, just go for it. Adding some stamping with archival ink on my photo. The picture is slightly glazed, so I need an ink that will dry by itself without being on a real porous surface. And then I'm just assembling my layers with glue. Putting my baby in a cage. I don't know why I felt like adding a paper clip on the edge of my photo, so I just followed the idea. I'm adding some glue dots to make sure everything will stay down because it's already a bit sturdy, and I know I just said because. And then going in with my wording, which says, "Shut up and try." And that was exactly what I was doing while making this page, as it was my first broadcasting. It's quite stressy. Adding the stress ink on the edges of my wording. simply gluing them down. If you're looking for inspiration for wording, you can try out Pinterest. There are a lot of fun quotes on there, or just Google quotes. And I still want to add a bit of journaling, so I'm using little tickets that I cut out with a Tim Holtz die, making it look a bit vintage by adding distress ink and distressing the edges. Now I can just write a little bit on it. As usual, I like the combination of black and white in my journaling, so I'm going over with my white pen. Now, I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to edit, so I'm looking and then finding it. But the idea of going in with my tiny attacher didn't appeal to me, so I just used glue. Adding my date stamp, again with archival ink. I could be doing this with StazOn or with distress ink. Going with archival is just a question of taste. I like archival ink because of its very fine finish. I want to add a bit of an edge to my wording, so I'm using my water-soluble black pencil, and then using water, I'm blending it around. For those of you who had their morning cup of coffee, I hope you liked your morning cup of coffee. For those of you who were watching this because they couldn't sleep, I heard some of you are doing that because it's soothing. Well, I hope it was soothing for you and that you enjoyed the video. This is just a word band by Tim Holtz that I had laying around on my table, and I thought it looked fun as a finishing touch on top of my baby. Now the wording doesn't really quite fit the picture of the baby. On the other hand, he's looking like he'd like to try. So go out there, give it a try, have a happy week, and see you back next week. Ta-da!